This is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show.
All right. How you feeling, baby? You feeling good?
Good. Oh, how are you?
Can't complain, brother. Bitcoin's at 57,000. You know, it's
You're
hard to
scoring
complain.
big, brother.
Yes, we are. See if we can pay some bills by the end of the year. That's all I need. I'm trying to see if I can make a little money to pay off bills.
I got you, man. I know that feeling, man.
Not retired, not get rich or anything like that, because I don't have that kind of money to invest. Because you got to put in some real money to really retire. You know what I'm saying? But maybe I might be able to pay some bills by the end of the year, which would be really kind of get that load off your back. Anyway, so what's new in the Canes world except our pain in basketball, my brother?
Well, spring practice starts on Monday, so we will start to see some activity involving the team beyond off-season workouts and things of that nature. But you're right. I mean, the basketball team, what is it, 7 in a row? Baseball team's done okay. They got some good young freshmen and stuff like that are playing well, and they get the Gators, I think, this weekend. So there's things happening around Miami.
They actually didn't play bad last night.
No, they played well. Yeah,
considering it's UNC. And they're a ranked team, and how badly Miami has played. Omir showed up yesterday, so they actually played pretty decent. When you're watching that game, you cannot complain. In the end, if you really know where the Canes are at right now, what was it, 75-71? I was actually pleasantly surprised that they lost such a tight game, to be quite honest. I was kind of expecting a 10 or 15 point loss easily.
Should have been that way without two starters in your backcourt. But, hey, listen, Jim Larinaga does a good job with what he has. And unfortunately, that's why when you get on a run like they got last year, where they get to the Final Four, even the year before that when they get to the Elite Eight, it's like, dude, enjoy it. It's not easy to do. It's not easy to do in the ACC and in college basketball.
You ranked the Miami's 24 returning players.
Yes.
Start looking at this roster overall and assessing it. How much progress talent-wise has been made over the last couple of years under Mario Cristobal?
I think a lot when it comes to the offensive and the defensive line. I think those two areas for sure. You look at the level of talent compared to where it was when he first got there. That's vastly, I would say vastly improved is probably the right, way to describe it. I think there's other spots on this roster that have improved as well. Maybe not vastly. I think linebacker's better. I think running back is a little deeper. But I would say, receiver, quarterback, right, outside of the transfer portal, getting a few transfers. I think cornerback, safety. So areas where you still don't know what they have in terms of, is it elite enough, right, to get them to a college football playoff and win national titles and things of that nature. So, but up front, I would say in the physical areas, which is where Mario specializes in, that's improved vastly.
By the way, what do we know? Now I'm brain farting. The running back, how's he doing, bro?
Yeah, Mark Fletcher, I had told you guys before that he had injured his foot, obviously, and I heard Liz Frank this week was what somebody mentioned to me, that it might be a Liz Frank related thing, so it may spill into the beginning of the season, and if that does, then that hurts you, right? You're hoping it's not that, but look, there's going to be a lot of guys that are out this spring as usual, having surgery to get stuff done. Francis Maigo, he was a freshman All-American right tackle. He had something done in the offseason. He won't be in the spring. There's other guys that are, like I said, just it happens. You play through the injury during the season, you have surgery in the offseason, you come back in the summertime and you get ready to go for the fall. So there will be guys out this spring, but that just opens opportunities up for backups to get more snaps and more reps. And look, that's the future, right? The freshmen, the guys that Mario's recruited here in the last 2 years, the redshirt freshmen, those guys need to get work. So those are the guys that we will see here in the spring.
How much do you get to see the quarterback now coming up in practice?
Well, usually Mario will let us watch maybe 10, 15 minutes of practice. You usually get one practice an entire year that he'll let us watch from beginning to end when they're in shorts and helmets and things of that nature. We won't see any full padded practices But listen, there's a lot of people who get invited to come watch, and I just talk to those people and find out what's going on.
Right. Yeah, exactly. I get it. I'm just I'm excited about Cam Ward.
Oh yeah.
I'm also intrigued that, okay, will the offensive coordinator and the quarterback jive and, complement each other? And because when it doesn't, it just becomes a disaster. And that's the only thing that I'm always concerned about, because, it's it reminds me of the Dolphins in a way.
Mhm.
You watch what happened with Flo. He couldn't
Mhm.
build a staff. Plus, he didn't want to. So how's that kid going to survive and succeed when the guy doesn't want you and he can't even build a staff to help you? Then here comes Mike McDaniel, who definitely has a terrific mind for offense, but he's playing Tua like if you had Marino. He's playing
Right.
Tua like if you have Jim Kelly and the K gun. He's playing Tua like you would Mahomes without a running game. Tua's not that kind of quarterback.
Right.
Tua's the kind of quarterback that you need to have a run game. You need to use play action. Because most quarterbacks are like that. Look at Josh Allen.
Yeah.
Ken Dorsey tried to make him a passer, and he was turning over the ball left and right. Why? Because Josh Allen is not accurate enough to be throwing the ball 40 times a game. So what did Brady do? He went back and did what Dable was doing, running the ball.
Yeah.
Morons like me, because I'm a dumbass, I was saying, oh, bro, that's dangerous with Josh Allen. You're running him too much. He might, but that's what you have no choice.
Right.
That's who he is. And so to me, the most important thing that a coach does for a player is define who that player is, so then you can play him properly. Now, is there a Walter Payton, or is there a Pat Mahomes? Is there those guys that can fit in any fucking system you want? Yeah, sure. You want a running quarterback? Let's go, Mahomes. You want to stay in the pocket? Let's go, Mahomes. Same thing with Walter Payton. Whatever you want to do. You want a run game? You want him to catch the ball? You want him to block? He'll do it all for you. There are those freaks. But the problem is in football, believe it or not, 85% of these guys have to be in the right system in order for them to succeed. If you have a lineman that is in a zone scheme and he's not fast enough and quick enough for that, and he's really used to mauling people in front of him, he's going to fail. You know what I mean? You got a corner that's more of a zone guy, not a man on man. So to me, because that's my problem going on with Tua right now. It's not Tua, it's what you're doing with Tua, that you're not really handling it the right way. And we saw what happened with Tyler Van Dyke. When
Yeah.
you don't do it the right way, you screw the kid over. And so now you got Cam Ward, and I want it to look more like it did with King, that he came in, the coach understood him, the coach played him to his strengths, and he succeeded. And that's the only thing I'm nervous about with Cam Ward, that do you understand who he is so you can put him in his best position?
Right. Well, that's why this spring is important, because Shannon Dawson gets 15 practices to run an offense with him and to see really what he does well, what he struggles with, what he can ultimately do for you come the fall when the bullets start flying for real. And when you look at Cam Ward and you look at his history, the one issue that he has is that he fumbles the football a lot. Okay. And I don't know if that's because he doesn't hold the ball the right way when he takes off and runs. I don't know if it's that he's just careless with the football, has to put two hands on it before he takes a hit, or whatever the case is. That's something that he needs to clean up. And so when he got his NFL draft grade back from evaluators and he didn't see what he liked, they gave him a list of things, right, of that he needs to improve on and show here in his final season. So look, it's important. It's a two-way street. Mario Cristobal doesn't necessarily recruit the quarterback position great, and that's fine in college football today, because if you can get a guy out of the transfer portal every year, every 2 years, that can come in and lead your program, then you can win that way. It's been proven. Michael Penix just led Washington all the way to the national championship game in 2 years there, right? So, Cam Ward is only going to be here for 1 year, but it's an important year for Miami to show that they can put him in an offense that's going to succeed and it's going to maximize his ability, because other transfer quarterbacks a year from now are going to be looking at Miami. How did they handle his situation? How, did he get better as a player? Did he help his draft stock? So I think it's imperative, and you hit it on the head. It's imperative that Shannon Dawson and Mario Cristobal and Cam Ward all get on the same page and allow him to flourish and to be the kind of quarterback that you need to bring in now in college football, like I said, every year, every other year, so that you can be successful and win championships and go deep in the postseason. It's the animal. It's the animal that college football has become. Quarterbacks enter the transfer portal more often than not. If this is the avenue Mario Cristobal is going to take from now on, where every other year we're going to have a new guy coming in here to be quarterback, then fine. But you got to be successful at it. You got to lay a foundation. This is an important year for all of those reasons.
Follow him on Twitter at Manny_Navarro. Catch his work there at The Athletic. And what are you working on The Athletic so folks can check it out?
Well, I'm going to come up with a couple of storylines for people to watch here now as spring football. I'm sure that Cam Ward conversation will be included in that piece, the one that you and I just had. But, yeah, we're going to have some coverage.
It's everything.
It is.
You must define your player properly or you will screw him and your team. And I'm just tired of watching Jamar Fletcher play man-on-man when he's a zone guy. I'm tired of watching, Ryan Tannehill. You're trying to make him a passer when he's really not a pure passer. You're going to have to use his legs and the running game. And then I'm watching the Tua thing, and I'm trying to explain to people that Mike McDaniel has made him a gunslinger. That's not what he is. Mm-hmm. You're not supposed to. Bob Greasy's not a gunslinger. And neither is Drew Brees. These people, you have to give them a complementary running game, and you must stick to it. And you've got to learn to spread the ball around. Like he's fixated on Tyreek, and you're making him a gunslinger that everybody knows where you're slinging it to every time.
Right.
It's just not a way to succeed in life, bro. It's just not.
No.
And so I just see it all over the place, where you try to play somebody where they don't belong and they can't do the job. And then you keep putting the square peg in the round hole. And that happens in every sport pretty much. And it kind of drives you crazy. And that's why the Cam Ward thing, I'm very intrigued, because I want to make sure that this offensive coordinator puts the kid in the right position. So maybe we can have an offense. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because, bro,
if he can be Geno Smith, right? You think of Geno Smith at West Virginia and that wide open offense, and Shannon Dawson was a part of that at West Virginia. And you think about that team that put 70 points up in the Orange Bowl against Clemson. If Cam Ward becomes that guy, not only does that lead to a great season this year for Miami, but it leads to great seasons down the road, because now there's going to be other quarterbacks who say, this coordinator and this head coach can take me places. And so you do it once, you do it the first time, leads to a second chance, leads to a third chance, because even if the next guy isn't as successful, you can say, well, Cam Ward had a great year, right? Exactly. He did it once. So that's why it's so pivotal for Miami here in year 3 for Cristobal. Now that he's got the offensive and defensive linemen that he wants, for them to come out here and show major improvement.
All right. Follow him on Twitter, Manny_Navarro. Make sure you subscribe to The Athletic. Manny, we'll catch up later in the week, my friend. Thank you so much.
All right, brother. You take care.
You got it. Don't forget, Canes wear, baby. You want to get that messy jersey, that messy shirt, an Inter Miami shirt, a Heat jersey, Heat shirt, Heat hat, Marlins shirt, Canes, anything and everything with the Canes logo on it, Panthers. They got it all there at Canes wear. And 10% off by using our code BIG010. That's right. So whether you do it online, BIG010, you will get 10% off, or you go in person, BIG010, you'll get 10% off. Go to caneswear.com. And online, if you order over $99, you will get free shipping. caneswear.com.
This is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show.